Hi, my name is Anna England, and I'm the photography teacher and yearbook advisor at Nolan Catholic High School in Fort Worth, Texas.
Hi, my name's Will Underwood. I am the director of video production and the cinema instructor at St. Mary's Hall here in San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, my name is Lauren McCauley, and I am the yearbook advisor and digital photography and AP photography teacher at All Saints Episcopal School in Fort Worth, Texas.
I think participating in ATPI contests is important because it adds to the motivation for my students to take photos.
I think participating in ATPI contests are important because it gives the students an opportunity to get their work out there, and every screening opportunity, every chance for someone else to look at your work and evaluate it can give you really valuable feedback in your development as an artist and a filmmaker.
It allows our students to share their work with people outside of our school community. You know, our kids hear from each other how their work is, and they hear from me about their work, whether it's a critique on their work or how their work can be improved or how well they executed something. When they hear from a professional outside, they're getting feedback from somewhere else that's new and different. And I think that actually is really important for them. It reinforces the work that we do in the classroom.
In preparing for the competition, we went about creating films as we normally do. We have
As soon as I had the details for the fall contest, I shared them with my students, and I asked them to keep the contest in mind as they worked on projects and photographed events.
We have a pre-production process where we look at story building, ideation, they pitch, they create treatments, then they write screenplays. We do a blind vote, pick a screenplay, and then those go into development, production, and then post-production.
Closer to the deadline, we reviewed the photos and decided on a handful to be judged.
A lot of these kids get bit by the photography bug and they want to do things outside of their normal class assignments. And so they bring in work they get really excited about. Then we're like, okay, let's see how does this stack up to work that you've already produced, or, you know, where would this fit in this contest? Would this fit a category? Are we stretching too much to try to make this fit this category? Could you go back out and attempt this again with a tighter focus? You know, does this fit this category perfectly, and it just needs a little bit of editing for clarity and making sure that this is the vision that you had in your head.
We talk about casting, we talk about budgeting, or, you know, in our case, a lot of times zero budget. How do you get props, locations, costumes, and the difficulties of doing certain types of films, period pieces, things like that can kind of complicate those efforts for the students. But we were really excited to have this as one of the goals on our film board of things we wanted to submit this year.
My reaction when results are released are really so. I'm always like waiting with bated breath on like Twitter on Saturday when they're judging. So I'm like refreshing Twitter like a kind of a mad woman.
I was so excited when the results were posted. Seeing my student photographers recognized among students from schools with very prestigious photography programs was so encouraging.
I am always super excited that my kids even decided to enter this contest. I'm always very proud of the work that they create. You picked up the camera and you put yourself out there to try. So I'm super proud of you no matter what.
The students were thrilled when we got our results back. To get, first in advertising advanced, and to get a first in advanced dramatic short film, and a first in advanced multimedia, and a first in advanced video documentary was very exciting for us. I believe we've built a very strong program in my 11 years here at St. Mary's Hall, and that was really borne out in the results from the competition.
This year we're super fortunate that we had two winners. First place beginner portfolio with Sophia Surratt, and then we got second place in advanced animals for Matthew Mildren. So super proud of both of them, but I'm still super proud of all of my kids for entering.
Our plan for next year is to keep at it, and hopefully the growth this program has seen will continue and we can enter even more students into the contest.
All right, so our plan for next year is to really just kind of continue doing what we're doing, continue creating and try to get them to try new things. It's just to take chances and be okay putting ourselves out there.
Our plans for next year, are similar to what I've been doing, but I have to say I'm really evolving as an educator just based on student feedback. I've taken actually a few of our projects off of the schedule and out of my curriculum and kind of rotating those in and out, just simply to give the students more time to really be with the story, to really breathe it in, to really talk about it, to make mistakes, to have an opportunity to correct those mistakes, both in going back and getting shots, pickups from production, or really having the time to sit with an edit, to really watch all the footage all the way through, every take, and then watch it again every take and take notes and before you even start cutting, because one of the things that we find is there's so much to do, there's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many distractions out there that really allowing a space for the students to breathe and relax and let that creativity flow has been a real emphasis for us this year. Kind of started a little bit of that last year, but going forward, I really want to do that. And also just focusing in more on group work, having that support of a team and a crew. There are some fun things you can do by yourself with stop motion and things like that. But, once you get to the bigger narrative and documentary work, it really, really helps to have a team behind you.
Currently, we have around 80 students in the program, and we offer 2 photography courses, a Photography 1 course and an Advanced Placement photography course.
AP photo is sort of 5 to 10 students per year, and that really gives me a great one-on-one with each student. And then digital photo 1 and 2, typically I have anywhere between 14 and 16 kids.
In any given year, I could have anywhere from 13 to 30 students on average for across the multiple classes.
In Photo 1, students are introduced to the basics of digital photography, and they get experience in fine art photography, commercial photography, and photojournalism. In AP Photo, students have more freedom in exploring the different types of photography that interest them. The course culminates in an AP portfolio review where students have the opportunity to receive college credit for their work.
The cinema program here at St. Mary's Hall started with, a couple of students in a video class in the back of the 2D art room. My predecessor, Carol Parker Mattal, did great work with those students who were really interested in filmmaking. And then she mentored me when I came on board. And now we offer a digital cinema course, advanced digital cinema, honors digital cinema, a studio practice in digital cinema course, and a couple of independent study courses, one on cinema theory and practice, and one that's more of a hands-on production course for live streaming and in-house production for the school.
So the focus of my photography classes is definitely more art-based. I do have a few assignments where we think a little bit more on the commercial side of things or advertising side of life. But really, I challenge my students to think about photography as a fine art form and figuring out how to create art with a machine instead of creating art with a pencil and a piece of paper or creating art with a brush and a piece of canvas.
For us, although we have some of that production work that's more commercial and corporate, if you will, through the independent study. The emphasis really in my courses is on storytelling, developing stories, helping the kids express themselves. I really see myself as a facilitator of their vision.
We all have cameras in our pockets. They live on Snapchat. Trying to get them to disconnect from a cell phone and get them to connect with a camera on a creative level is definitely something I strive to get my kids to understand, that a photograph is way different than a snap to your friend, that a photograph is going to last. So getting them to think in terms of slowing down and thinking through what this composition is going to look like. And does it make sense? And are you going to capture your viewer? Is it going to be interesting beyond a 2-second glance? Is important.
I want to know how they see the world through their unique lens. I can't be them. I can't know how they see the world. So for them to be able to communicate that through film is really one of the most rewarding things about this for me.
and getting them to see the world a little bit differently and slowing down and thinking through how they create a piece of art with a camera is really important to me.
Thanks so much to ATPI for putting together the competition and for you guys asking about our program. I really enjoyed getting a chance to share what we do here at St. Mary's Hall. Thanks so much.